Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. It's Drea and I'm always either buying or trying something. So this channel covers fashion, beauty, lifestyle, whatever I'm buying or trying. If you're a returning subscriber, thanks for coming back. And today I'm doing a video I've been wanting to do, but procrastination has slowed me down. But I'm here now and I've told everybody in my real life about menstrual cups, and now I'm coming to tell y'all about them because we want to live happy, carefree lives, and sometimes our period can throw us off. Yeah, you already have to deal with the cramping and whatnot. Let's not make the down there area even more irritated. So menstrual cups have come and saved the day for me. And then we're about to get into summer. They work really well with your little outfits in the summer. So yeah, I want to tell you about some brands I've tried, my pros and cons. And if you're interested in menstrual cups, yeah, this is the video for you. Let's get into it. All right, all of these cups are fresh and clean and ready to go. So let me show y'all the ones I've tried. I've tried the original Diva Cup, I've tried the Flex Cup, and I've tried the cups from Saalt. So let's go from my least favorite to my most favorite. So my least favorite would be the Diva Cup because while it does have a little bit of flexibility, this is the stiffest cup of them all. And then just the way it is, this doesn't have a way for you to like take it out. I guess the whole idea is for you to grab this little bottom stick out part and take it out. So that's the Diva Cup. And then the Flex Cup is different because this little part right here, you stick through the hole at the bottom and it pulls through like this. So when you put this cup in, you can pull the cup out like that. So if you're a newbie and you think you might struggle, this would help at least with the getting out portion of it. I have two sizes for the Saalt cups, this larger size and then this smaller size. All right, and so let's talk about first what I like and what I dislike about each brand. All right, so for the Diva Cup, if you need a stiffer cup, this is great. And then the fact that you can pull this little piece, it does help with the removal process. I don't like that it's so stiff. So this cup is super stiff, and I don't like the way you have to get it out. Like you really have to get in there and like pull, and because it's so stiff, you have to like pull on it to get it out. I don't like that. Although the Flex Cup is made, although the Saalt Cup is made similarly, because it's so flexible, it's easier to pull it out. This, And then when I use the Diva Cup, I always see blood when I'm wiping. And I don't like that. I need to know that like this is in there and it's secure. So this one just does not give me the type of security or comfort that I look for in my cups. Yeah, that was my whole reason of not even using tampons too much, because it just didn't give me that comfortability that I liked, and this Diva Cup gives me that same vibe. It's less flexible to me, it's less comfortable to me because of the shape. It just doesn't morph to my body the way that some of the other cups do. So this one, I wouldn't recommend the Diva Cup. It was a great starter option, but nah, I think you could get a better cup for a beginner. And for that, that would be the Flex Cup. And so the Flex Cup is great because, like I said, having that little piece that you can pull on and pull it out is wonderful. My issue with the Flex Cup is I tend to experience a little more leakage with it. I don't know if it's because of the way that this bottom part is not sealed. And it's nothing bad, but I just am not as confident with the Flex Cup in when I'm having like an actual heavy day. I also don't believe that the Flex Cup comes in multiple sizes. I have to look into the Flex Cup and the Diva Cup about different sizing of these. Just the construction of them are not my favorite types of construction. So for that reason, I don't really recommend these if you need security. Now, if you are using this just like on a, I don't know, regular discharge type of day, it's fine because you don't have to worry about so much leaking. But if you need it on a heavy day, this doesn't give me the confidence that I need. And I don't even bleed super crazy heavy. So if I'm having an issue, yeah, if you're a heavy bleeder type of person, Nah, I'm not too confident in this one. Now, my favorite cups, the Saalt cups. First of all, I love the fact that they are so flexible. It's amazing. And then the multiple sizes are great because when you're not having a super heavy day, you don't need this big one. This little one does everything you need it to do. Honestly, y'all, when I put these in correctly, I forget that they're up there. Okay, so now that we've gone through the pros and the cons and what we like and didn't like about all the other cups, now let's talk about the great things about the cups that do work for me. First and foremost is the fact that this is so much more cost effective than buying pads and tampons. When I was using pads, I really felt like I was buying pads at least a box every month and a half. This, you only have to replace like every couple of months. So I might get another pack once a year. And so the cost effectiveness alone, yeah. Because all you do is disinfect these, wash them between changes, and you're good to go. You just end up changing them when they start to get discolored because that usually means they're wearing down. But that takes months. So for that reason alone, the cost effectiveness, you need to try these. And then if you're a tampon type of person, I feel like these will work great for you right off the bat because you already have the concept of like putting something up there, taking it out. And then when you go swimming and stuff, you do not have to worry about the water getting up there. Sometimes I feel like the water was soaking into my tampon. You don't have to worry about with these. Like I've worn these and I had been actually having like an active bleed day. Not an issue in sight. Not a leak in sight. Yeah, make sure you have the right size on though, because you can experience a leak if it overfills. But if it's in there and it does not overfill, no leaking. Like, come on now. And then what really sold these on me was, I don't know what started to happen as I aged, but I never really loved tampons. I was more of a pad girl. But my down there area started getting so irritated sometimes. So I was like, I need something different. This, no irritation, because I mean, it's nothing that is rubbing against you. Once you have it up there, like I said, I can completely forget that I have this in. Let me tell you how I put it in. So you can watch videos on the websites about different type of folding techniques. The technique that works best for me is to push down and fold it in like this. And then you just put it up there and you put your finger, like as you put it up there, feel for your cervix, which I can't insert a picture. Just look up a picture of a cervix if you've never seen it, because I actually had to look it up. Because when I first started putting these in, some days I would have no leakage. Some days I would. And I was like, what is the difference in that? So I had Googled why sometimes with my cups am I having leakage and sometimes I'm not, or having spotting. And somebody said, and even on the website, make sure that it's surrounding your cervix. So what you're doing with your finger is making sure you can feel your cervix. And you just need to make sure that as you let go, you might have to pull it down a little bit with your index finger just to make sure it's going to surround your cervix. And then once you have it in there, you might rotate it to lock it in place. Even if you like squat down and like do a little bit of flexing of your muscles, you can really get it up there to make sure it's locked in place. And then after that, you'll know that it's in there right because you won't feel it at all. I mean, at all. Some days I have to, when I'm like on a really light day, I have to be like, did I take that out? That's how comfortable this thing is when you have it in correctly. Yeah, so hence the no irritation down there. I mean, it's nothing there. And then the best part, you don't have to wear underwear. Now, I will recommend on your very heavy days, when you go to bed, wear a panty liner. Change it right before you go to bed, put on a panty liner. I do want to try it with some menstrual underwear and see how that goes. But yeah, on your very heavy days, I recommend a little panty liner. But still, your packs last months and months because you're not constantly changing them like you do with some other period products. And then they're very easy to clean. All you do is boil some water. You soak them in the boiling water for like 5 minutes. Rinse them off and you are good to go. And then between changes, you just use some mild soap. I use Dr. Bronner's. You just clean it and then it's ready to reinsert. So yeah, easy peasy. So if you've never tried menstrual cups, I think they are a great addition to your period routine because you don't have to wear underwear. You don't get vaginal irritation. It's very cost effective. They're easy to clean. You can just put on your clothes, especially in the summertime. If you're wearing a little, you know, bodycon dress, you don't want to have a panty line, put this in. And then you're good to go. Just make sure you get your right size, okay? And make sure on your heavy days, don't say I didn't warn you that sometimes you do have to put on a panty liner. Oh, and before I forget, so if you're out and about, how do you change it? All right. So you can do one of two things. One of my friends, she takes a little water bottle with her that she only uses for this, and then she'll rinse it out in, you know, the toilet if you don't have an individual stall to go in. If you do have an individual stall to go in, of course, you could just, an individual bathroom to go in, you can just wash it out in the sink. I mean, I don't consider that nasty because what else are y'all doing in that sink besides washing your hands? Y'all shouldn't be touching up in there. This is a public bathroom. So, yeah, you can clean it in those sinks. Or if you are really in a pinch and you are in a community bathroom, you could just wipe it out with tissue, pour it out, wipe it out the outside, and then put it in. And then another thing you can do is if you know that, like, okay, yeah, it's full, but I get to go home in the next like hour or so, you can bear down and like as if you are still, you know, using the restroom. And you can release some of that blood, and then that way it'll give you some space to give you time to get to your house. Now, once again, you would have had to have on a panty liner. Okay, so keep that in mind. But those are the different ways that I navigate using mine in public. Let me know if you have any questions below. If you've tried it, let me know if you have tried any other products that you think I would be interested in. I do definitely want to try the little discs. That's definitely next up on my list. I need to look out because I hope they have a sale. And that's really usually when I repurchase my new cups for the year, when they have a sale. So that is it for today's video. Like I said, leave any comments, questions, concerns down below. And I would love to hear from y'all. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.